Morning guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to northern Germany.
Yes, still in northern Germany.
Still in northern Germany. We've been here like 2 months now in Germany. We left Munster finally after spending the last couple of weeks there getting on with jobs in the van. So many jobs to do. This morning Sarah tried out the shower for the first time.
Yeah, lovely. Well, cold. Quite cold. At the moment we haven't got the cover for where the loo goes underneath.
But we have come up with a really good idea for that.
But the shower's working, it's all plumbed in, it's all like sealed up and everything else. To just be a little bit careful not to splash it everywhere. But then we were saying, anyways, we're in a van, you're always going to be limited on water, so you're never going to be like stood in there having a shower for ages anyway. It's more of a case of spray down, soap up, wash off type thing. As
nice as it looks, and as much as it looks like a deluxe shower, it's not. We're in a van.
We're in a van. And we have actually got a heating water system which is not plumbed in yet, but we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the vlog. So we're at another one of these kind of motorhome, free motorhome like campsites here in Germany. There is so many all over the country. Yeah, this one's got, again, it's free to park up. It's by the railway tracks. There's a railway station down there with nice clean loos. You get electricity, which is on a meter here. I mean, we've been here since yesterday afternoon. We've only put 50p in, and it's lasted us to charge up everything. Yeah, so these are just brilliant. And this one's really cool because you've got like the little rows, like little bushes, so you get your own little kind of pitch in between.
We are on our way back to Berlin to start the hard, arduous task of...
Arduous?
Arduous, don't know where that came from. But we're going to start the difficult task of exporting from Germany and importing to Spain. That starts with putting some export plates on there, hopefully for 3 months, and then driving the long drive back to Andalucia. But
it's not as straightforward as that, what he just said.
It sounds easy, doesn't it?
It's not easy.
Sounds so easy.
Getting this van legal is going to be quite a mission. We are in contact with some people in Spain. We are hoping for the best, and we will obviously update you on the whole process as it happens. But yeah, we are soon leaving Germany. Plan is to take a few days to get back to Berlin, and we've got a couple of like really cool sites to sort of visit on the way. One we were supposed to go to first thing this morning, but we checked the weather and it's like crappy until this afternoon. So instead of leaving first thing, we're just having a bit of a pamper sesh this morning. Nick's had his head shaved, hence the reason he's got his hat on, even though it's not cold, so you're just embarrassed about what it looks like.
Yeah, sooner or later I'm just gonna have to shave it all off.
It looks all right. Can I take it off?
There's not much left, just this little tuft that I sort of shuffle around. Anyway, yeah, we are heading back to Berlin. We do want to see some places. We've got some things lined up, but it is difficult because we want to work on the van. You know, the last few weeks we've just been getting on with jobs, and you look around the van, you're sitting there in the evening, you look, oh, I want to do that, I want to do that. It is our home, we are living in it. So yeah, we are going to show you some sites, but we're also going to be working on the van the whole time, the whole journey south.
Just doing the final checks before we set off on journey, because guaranteed every time we drive away something is boomf, crash, bang, smack, wallop in the back of the van. So we're doing the 30-minute, 40-minute drive to the place that we've researched and found online, so hopefully it's going to be quite good. And yeah, the weather's picked up a little bit now with a bit of sunshine, and it's not looking like it's going to pee it down.
Good weather for going on a little hike. We were just saying before actually how this summer seems to have just been endless, because we were in Spain before, we had heat wave after heat wave quite early on. And then since we arrived in Germany, we've only had a handful of days where it's been quite cold, and I don't know why I'm wearing this hat. Well, it's been quite cold, so I bought some slippers and a hoodie, and then it's been sunny and warm. So yeah, can't complain about the weather.
What else are you going to complain about?
What else? But I have to say, I am loving driving this van. It's so smooth, so quiet, and and it's beautiful just driving through these endless forests that Germany has.
Yeah, that's another reason it's been really nice to spend August and September. When did we get here? Yeah, basically August and beginning of September in Germany, because it is so lovely and green. Whereas if we were back home in Andalucia, obviously it's so dry and yellow this time of the year, but up here it's just absolutely lush.
I am missing a few hills and mountains. That's something that's lacking in this part of Germany. Obviously Bavaria in the south and various areas and pockets of Germany, it's quite mountainous, but yeah, where we've been it's just so flat.
I do believe that these are hills or mountains. You spoke too soon, my love.
Typical. Haven't seen anything. As soon as I say that, it gets a little bit hilly. I'd say hilly, not mountains.
Not that way then.
Bound to take a wrong turn, weren't we?
So hopefully we have found the right road, and yeah, we've just arrived at a place called Einsatzstein. Oh, there's a cute one.
The boys are excited. Hey, Diz? Oh. So guys, we've arrived at Einsatzstein. Now you've probably never heard of it, neither had we until we did a little bit of research, but we're going to do a little hike today.
Yeah, and we basically just looked at interesting things on the map along the way to Berlin, and this one popped up. We thought, well, that looks quite impressive. So yeah, we're going to go check it out. What's crazy is we haven't actually done anything like this. It seems like for ages, like gone to see anything sort of special or done a hike or...
Since we've had the van, basically, we've just been, you know, getting on with doing work on the van. I haven't put this backpack on to go hiking with all the camera equipment in. Haven't even sent the drone up for what seems like forever.
Yeah, so it's quite exciting that we're actually doing the whole explory type thing today. It's a crocodile, look, teeth. The sign that Nick never wants to see. I keep telling him to not look at these boards, but you know. This looks pretty cool.
Very cool rock formations, I have to say. 40 metres tall they are, but there's not many of them.
Yeah, it's a little bit short-lived.
They remind us of Seski Raj and the Bastei Bridge, which we've visited.
Which is very east
yeah.
Germany.
And shares the national park with Czech Republic. And that's a little bit more extensive, but this is quite crazy how it's just flat lands and then forests, and then there's, you know, 7 or 8 random big boulders, pillars just sticking about the ground.
40 metres, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Good photos and everything. Now you can go up to the top of the rocks there. We avoided that just now because there was, I think, like school trips or...
Massive school coach full of little screaming kids.
Loads of kids. So on the way, we're going to do a little hike down here because it looks like there's lots of little hikes and walks you can do in the area. And then on the way back, as long as it's child-free-ish, then we'll go up.
I don't think we can take the dogs up, unfortunately.
Or Nick will go up.
It's quite, Sarah's a bit scared of heights. Oh no, I'm scared of heights.
Heights.
Why am I going up? No, it looks quite cool. There's a big nature reserve, yeah, loads of forest walks around here. So yeah, we can spend a little bit of time here.
So it may not be huge and have loads and loads of rock formations, but it is a lovely place to come for a day out, a picnic, a wander around the lake, a wander around the nature reserve. And it does actually get 500,000 visitors a year, so quite popular. medieval times, people used to live inside the rocks, which is pretty cool. I mean, look at that for a house. I mean, it's pretty impressive to look at, right? I don't know if you can hear that grunting kind of weird noise coming from Dizzy. It happens all the time. I think it's inward sneezing. Anyone else's doggies do that when they get excited about rolling the grass? Actually, he does it quite often, not just in the grass.
You joining them?
So funny.
So Sarah is staying down here with the dogs and I'm going to head up to the rocks. The kids are playing on the grass over there, so there's not too many people up there, so might as well get a view from up above. There's Sarah down there with the boys.
Where's Pepper? Where is he? Is he at the top?
Definitely worth a little walk up. There's only a few people up here. Shame Sarah couldn't come up here, but I don't think the dogs could handle it.
At the top there? Yeah, can you see him? You're looking in completely the wrong direction.
There's 2 towers you can climb up. Don't know how many steps, but a very unique place. If you're passing by, definitely worth a stop off. Wouldn't recommend it on public holidays or weekends though, especially in the summer, because it could get very, very busy. And these little passageways are quite narrow, so it'd take you a couple of hours when there's loads of people.
You see him there? Oh, good boys.
A little bit out of breath now, out of practice. As I said, we need to do some hikes. If you're not a fan of steep steps, then it's not advisable. If you're not a fan of heights, it's probably not advisable. But it's quite safe. There's a big railing here, so you can hold on to that when you're climbing the steps, filming yourself, looking at the camera instead of your feet. We're at the top of tower number 2, and the views are a lot better than I thought from up here. You can just about see over the treetops, so you can see the forest going on for miles in that direction. You could probably go off on your mountain bike or walking for hours and hours. You can see the lake here, the ponds. Yeah, definitely worth it.
They're getting tired. When they get tired, they're quite good at posing. And yeah. Oh, so cute.
They're just getting that Instagram shot. If you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you do.
And Facebook.
And Facebook and all the other socials.
Yeah.
Oh, the crawl. Go on, Jolly, crawl.
Come on, crawl.
Go on.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey boys, enjoy your little walk. You're hungry now.
Here you go, there's yours. This is a little burger with avocado, tomato, red onion, rocket on top to finish it off. And unfortunately we don't have any mayonnaise or anything like that, but it should be juicy enough.
It's a shame 'cause there's a little hole for the mayonnaise.
And it's a little bit tricky cooking in the van when you're on a
Thank you.
slant like this. These little wedges came with the lagoon table, and they're perfect for, you know, slanting into the little stove. Why are we using that little crappy little stove? It's actually all right, it's not that crappy. But why are we using that and not the you know, the main hobs? And the reason for that is we don't have a bottle for the main hobs at the moment. We don't want to get a German bottle because then we won't be able to, you know, refill it in Spain.
By the way, did you notice that great little invention here? Look at that. See, I'm trying to use up every little scrap of wood, so I just glued 2 bits of wood together there, glued it on here. It's supported with extra little chunks, but works perfectly, and I can't believe it fit.
It's actually really good because obviously we're not using the gas stoves at the moment, so you may as well have it as a little an extra little little surface. I need something to eat. So Nick has got all of these little projects going on with scraps of wood. Some of them are rubbish, but some of them are really good.
Rude.
Definitely worth a stop off.
Definitely worth a stop off, yeah.
Anyways, we are continuing our journey east now, sort of, you know, in the direction of Berlin. Mission now is to find somewhere to spend the night, do a bit of driving first, and then start having a little look. Yeah, somewhere to sleep and eat and do whatever else we do when we park up. We just pulled over for a little pit stop. Cheers, love. Coffee.
Cheers, darling.
This one was getting a little bit tired. All those steps up that rocks, and you know.
We had an early start this morning and a late-ish night last night.
Yeah, so we decided to just pull over the road just to grab a coffee. And actually, we've just pulled over into, like, I think it's like an old monastery, and took a little walk down there. There's really nice, clean toilets, and there's actually a water tap as well, and it's pretty nice. It's weird because it kind of feels a bit haunted because there's like nobody here, and there's like all these big grounds and empty car park. And I don't know, it's just a little bit eerie when you walk down there into like the main sort of area, if you like.
As the church bells start ringing.
Proper random place, and we're a little bit like, oh, should we stay here for the night? Because it's quite a good place to stay, just off the road, flat car park. But then I'm thinking, is someone just going to rock up and say, excuse me, this is private property? I don't know. It's a bit of one of those, isn't it? We chickened out and decided to leave, but nice little place to
Stop for a coffee.
Stop for a quick refreshment, go to the loo, that sort of jazz. So we're back on the road and going to find somewhere else to park up. Hopefully it won't take too long to do that because it is getting dark. And yeah, so let's see where we end up. Nice road though. When you've got a World War II periscope. This was a gift, a moving in gift if you like, from Frank and Emily. It is so cool. Good morning guys, and yeah, sorry about that weird opening scene this morning of us spying on people out of the roof vent.
I see you,
But you know, we don't do that every day, just sort of like every other day, depending on where we're parked up. So we continued driving last night quite late, and we have now ended up in the city, the little city of Goslar. This place looks pretty spectacular, and we are going to get out and have a look around the city a little bit later on. But first, Nick needs to feed his habit because he's having withdrawal symptoms from
using up all the little bits of wood. I'm getting through it now. I'm just going to make a makeshift table stroke workbench. Got another little box to make for joss sticks. I'm going to use every little scrap up.
He's a man on a mission. So we're staying in quite a busy car park on the outskirts of the city, and this is a perfect place to get all your tools out, all your wood out, and get on with chores in the van. And thanks to our friends over at Ecoflow, it is not a problem. We can power everything from this bad boy here. So when we first took over the van, I think we mentioned, we talked about the fact that we didn't have an inverter. We were kind of struggling for power a little bit. The van has got solar panels on the roof. It's got a battery setup, but it's only got 12 volt in the van, which means we can't run our laptops and we definitely can't run power tools. So with this, we can run pretty much anything we can think of.
So this bad boy is an Ecoflow Delta Max. It's an incredible machine. It's got 2000 kilowatt capacity, which means we can charge it up in Germany for €1. It's got 2400 watt output, which means we can use pretty much anything. Haven't got an angle grinder, that'll be the next tool, but we can use the jigsaw, the sander, so I can make whatever I want out of the little scraps of wood. But most importantly, it can charge and power our two very power hungry editing laptops, which is a necessity for us on the road. It's got all the sockets you need. You've got a 12 volt, you've got 4 plug sockets, you've got 4 USB and 2 USB-C. So what more do you want? That's all you need. If we were going to do a van build and build a van from scratch, one of these would just suit all our needs.
So as Nick said, you can charge this for €1. And what he means by that is we've mentioned the several powered stops we've been staying at where they're 50 cents for a kilowatt of electricity. Yeah, so €1 charges this up. And the brilliant thing about this is it's got like a super fast charge thingy majigging on it. So you can charge this from 0% to fully charged in about an hour. I mean, how cool is that? Whatever Ecoflow product you're using, there's one app that does it all, and you can flick between whatever product you've got and just control it all from the palm of your hand. It's really, really cool.
Which is brilliant in a van because you don't have to have it on show or out on a surface. You can just store it away in a cupboard and then just control it with the app.
Just doing the baby's breakfast. They like a little eggy weggy for their breakfast. Works perfectly and saves on gas.
Obviously this little electric cooker is very, very power hungry at 1500 watts, so the power station's not going to last that long, but luckily we're in Germany, there's loads of powered stops, so we can charge it up really quickly pretty much wherever we are in the country.
And also it charges up by solar panels and it charges up while you're driving. So Ecoflow have got their autumn sale on right now. Click the link in our description for more information. Go grab yourself a bargain. There's so many different power stations to choose from, suiting everyone's needs. This is a big one, you can get the smaller ones. Go and check them out. We really recommend these products, and thank you Ecoflow for sponsoring our video today. Charlie, Dizzy! I better do him another one, that's not much, is it?
So I thought I'd just let Sarah get involved in the creative process.
Nick's just made this cool little joystick holder. It's amazing. So I'm just finishing off, I'm just sticking on these, literally I'm just sticking on the little front bits. I am not taking any credit for this.
Using up all those little scraps of wood.
I know! This mirror has just been loitering around the van.
Waiting to get broken.
Waiting to get broken for the last week. I'm like, we have to get it up. We don't want any bad luck. Does that look straight?
Yeah. Too late now.
Too late now. And we're going to be adding a little frame as well, just to be sure, like a little wooden frame to support it underneath, like we did in the bathroom. Using up the scraps to make the frame.
I actually bought these for something else and then didn't end up using them, so
yeah,
perfect thing for the mirror frames.
Definitely. But keep that held down when it dries, please, my love. Thank you. I think that's alright, and it looks alright, it looks good. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, mirrors obviously open up a space, don't they? So this is obviously quite a little narrow corridor between the bedroom and the kitchen. So if you put a mirror on the door, it makes it look a little bit wider and more open, in my opinion.
We've only got stuck once or twice, haven't we? Wedged into this narrow, tiny, narrow little corridor.
When we both try and get through together. We can go through side by side quite easily, but you know, walking through obviously this way, we have got a bit, you to me, ooh.
Anyway, I need to hold this top end down, so I'm going to put the camera down.
So guys, well, our little mirror is drying there in the background. Had to put a couple of clamps on it with some wood. We wanted to just quickly update you guys on the whole legal process, which is a bit of a scary process. We are in contact with a company in Spain who we've actually been in contact with for several months. When we first heard about the van, when we were back in Spain, we started calling around.
It wasn't looking very good at first. Basically, we found one company that sorts out number plates importation. He said that it's not really possible. We'd have to take everything out the van, even the skylight and the max fan, and then maybe weld metal onto the roof, import it as a van, then put it all back in and do the whole legalization process.
Yeah, so basically a lot of forums and several people we spoke to were saying, do not try to bring a van into Spain that's been modified in any way. Don't try and bring a self-building. That was the original thing that we were getting when we were researching. But there's always a way around everything, and we thought, well, it can't just be that. It can't just be that you can't do it. So we have managed to find a company in Spain who we have been in contact with. Nothing's 100%, of course, and we will, as we said at the beginning of the vlog, take you through the whole process as it happens, and hopefully it will all work out. Basically what will happen in Spain is an engineer will go over the whole van, having all of this information and photographs, etc, etc, and he will make a project for us, and then the import of the vehicle, the plate change, and the camperization process, we think, is going to be done at the same time. So it's just a slightly different process than you would normally do it if you were just bringing in a van from Germany to Spain.
It's just the same thing, but in a different order, isn't it?
And it'll work out more expensive, but that's fine. Like, we just hopefully will be able to find a way around the bureaucracy which you have in Spain.
So we're more confident it's going to happen now, but obviously, yeah, anything could happen, anything could go wrong. They might not like something that
might have to change something. You'll see everything, we'll film everything, and we'll let you know how we go as we go. But the first thing is Berlin export plates. It's exciting, but it's also very nerve-wracking, the whole process. Another thing, guys, are there anyone watching who knows of a good mechanic, preferably speaks English, in or around Berlin? We'd really like to get the leaf springs changed on the van before we take it back to Spain. We took the van for the vehicle inspection here, and the guy did mention the leaf springs. They're kind of flat rather than curved, and it's not dangerous, the van is safe, but we would like to do it before we get back to Spain, just in case they pick up on it and they're like, and then we struggle to get them done in time to change all the plates over and stuff.
Sorry we haven't shown you this little city we're in now, which is UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yeah,
it's really cool. We just can't fit it in this vlog, so you'll have to wait until next vlog.
Anyway, guys, yeah, that's a wrap for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, and
we'll see you next week. And we are off to the DIY stores now. Just googled, there's a couple of DIY stores just not far away, and a McDonald's, so we can use the internet, because we're still struggling to get data here in Germany. So that's what we're doing, and we're saving the city for tomorrow. Yeah, you'll see it all next week.
I've nearly used up all my wood, all my scraps. I need to get some more.
All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching, and
make sure you're subscribed.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel, really helps us out, absolutely free to do. Please follow us for daily updates on our other socials, and of course, if you want more content, then we have a Patreon page. Everything will be in the description box. See you next week.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Needs and whatever consumption you might need. Consumption, that's not the right word, is it?
Messing around with little bits of wood. I've got loads of little scraps. Is that all right? 40-metre high, interesting rock formation.
Oh, and you've told them before, we've showed them.
Ah,
ruined it.
Ruined it for you. We might as well just go back to the van now.
And what is extra?
And whatever.
He's having withdrawal systems. But first, Nick needs to film his feed.